Hello there, this is Bic Benedict. We're playing Tomb Raider 2013 on the PC, and this is my, I was going to say SSS rank, but it certainly is not that. It is my no upgrade run, or NUR, as I've put it in the thumbnails, and we're currently on part 11. So we are going through the campaign on the very hardest difficulty, which is sadly just a difficulty entitled Hard. I personally feel, like I've mentioned before, these ugly textures, you'll have to put up with them just a little bit longer, you guys. I personally think there should be a very hard mode, unlockable after hard, and no, I would not pay money to buy that difficulty. In the past I may have said so, but not for this game. It's just not worth it. These are like early 90s textures here, but when you take this guy out you will get a checkpoint and then he'll never be here again. But look at the textures, they should change right there. See, look at that, they're a lot smoother. Unfortunately this is a war, but you don't have to start the war out right away. You can take out the welders. There's one on either side at first, and I don't like this. I think that you should be able to take care of everybody. In fact, there are only certain rooms in this game that you can either sneak past or kill everybody with stealth. And I'm the type of player where I wouldn't want to sneak past unless the room was very hard. Or I just like to kill everybody in a room via stealth. And I've been thinking a little bit more about Splinter Cell Conviction, a game that I canceled because I didn't really care for it. It was boring me, and I didn't find it too challenging, because it, just like this game, has a difficulty that's just not as challenging as it really needs to be. But did you see that crossfade right there? That's because they checkpoint this fight in the middle of the fight. So you might notice that these guys have some leggings on them, some leg guards. That does not mean that you cannot use the alt fire of the bow or the shotgun to hit them in the legs and the knee area, because they will drop and give you that context button of the Y to hit them and then brain them. But it takes 2 rocks to brain them, unfortunately. It's because they're upgraded versions of the enemies earlier in the game. Now it does depend. Are you fucking kidding me? I died there. You guys, we're gonna be running with these errors here. This is in no way representative of how I do things on my channel, but I've got a stack of files that I absolutely have to commentate over. So this is just showing you once again that they checkpoint it right over here. And once again, showing you that Bic Benedict is not a monster at games. Some games, I think I'm pretty good at Ninja Gaiden 2, and I'm really getting better at Devil May Cry 4. In fact, I think I said that on the stream. But when I see the deaths in the screen, trust me, it takes a lot of willpower to just not end the session and fix those. It's probably a little bit of laziness, but my setup, it's really hard to exit out, and then it takes so long. So I've decided to do something a little bit out of character on this guide, casualize things, as it were. Here's a shield guy. Not just any shield guy, it's a shield guy with some more body armor. But this is just, it's so easy. Like, why isn't there a way to parry or something? You know? I'm really excited to see like what the changes are in store for the Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, you know? But I'm keeping in mind Hazardous Echo. He's a really good subscriber, because he was telling me that he likes to watch playthroughs, and it doesn't really matter if he sees deaths, because you know, there's a certain camaraderie that builds up, sort of a well, I don't know what else it would be really. It's just a collective drive so that things go right for the game player. When there's not trolls being trollish, of course. But you might wonder, well, you're criticizing this game a little bit, Big Benedict. How would you fix things? Well, first of all, I would put a blind fire in this game. I think it would work well, because it's really irritating to have to get out of cover, and to be able to blind fire, I think, would help things. What else would I change? Well, first of all, you have to realize that a lot of my criticisms that I've been uttering are things that could be improved if I upgraded. Examples of those, I think, would be just the weakness of the weapons. Some of the ways that some of the more brutal takedowns, there might be ways to expedite those. But certainly, the pain resistance, that is something that should not be in this game. I mean, I realize they wanted to make this game really accessible to everybody, and to their credit, they did a fantastic job of rebooting this, because when I heard that they were doing a Tomb Raider game, like a new Tomb Raider game, I was not interested. But when I saw it, I was extremely interested, because my first thought was Uncharted. And as all of you know, or many of you know hopefully, black screen, wonderful. I love Uncharted. So, now I got the regular screen going. Okay, you're gonna have some guys with body armor on the other side. A couple guys with assault rifles. Those should be your biggest priority. You can shoot the guys with the helmets right in the head, and that will take their helmets off, and then you can get a headshot after that. I am just exhausted, you guys, doing all these commentaries. I can't imagine how people like the Seraphim 17. He's doing like, he said he was doing 5 guides, and I honestly don't understand how that's possible, unless he's in a different time zone, some kind of a time warp where he has 48 hours in a day, while the rest of us have, the standard 24. I'm not putting him down. I'm just saying that I don't, like, if I had to make 5 guides, I couldn't, because I have so much other stuff that I have to do. It wouldn't work out. So I don't know. I'm not saying he has nothing else to do. Maybe he can elucidate on it. Maybe he has a better work, like the flow of his work is better than mine, or more efficient. I have no idea. But it was just something I read on Facebook or Twitter for him, because he's doing 2 Transformers guides, the Uncharted guides. That's 4. What else was he doing lately? I don't know. I'm so tired. I'm sorry about that. But suffice to say, he's a hard worker, and I'm a hard worker too. It's just that perhaps my workflow is not as efficient as it could be, like I was stating moments ago. Another thing I would correct about this game is just have these guys stop throwing the shitty dynamite constantly. Okay, did you see that? We need an upgrade for that. I don't know what it's called, but we will get it from the giant. I think he'll be in the next chapter. But it's beyond just not being able to blind fire and things like that. It's its own thing. You have to give it credit for that, because it was a daring undertaking, I bet, because people, they have a way of really being stuck in the past when it comes to what they like, and they don't like much deviation. Like, for instance, me, I didn't like God of War Ascension the more I played it, just because of the standardized things that were in all of the games, like being able to do the super plume without having to have a combo meter at a certain amount. Things like that just really irritated me, and not being able to launch yourself up into the air unless you make contact with an enemy. Those things rub me the wrong way, as well as the fact that you couldn't even launch Gorgons in that game. Like, the Gorgons and the Sirens, they were essentially bosses, for all intents and purposes. Even though, like, what does that even mean, all intents and purposes? It's one of those colloquialisms, and as much as I usually try to excuse myself with you guys for stating colloquialisms, they really do help facilitate understanding of the human language and our wishes as humans.